We were so excited for our cruise aboard Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas until this happened.
It was round 2 during a suddenly violent hurricane season. Now we pray that it's going to go off course. And
should we keep our sailing or should we cancel?
Storm surge is going to be upwards of 10 feet, and that is not survivable.
Stay tuned to see if we made the right decision.
What's up? What's up? It's your favorite couple. I'm Shelton.
I'm Key. So, as you heard in the intro, we recently booked a sailing aboard Royal Caribbean's newest ship, the Utopia of the Seas.
Let's cut all the fluff. Let's get right to it. Why Utopia?
Why not Utopia? I mean, Utopia of the Seas is Royal Caribbean's newest ship, and we found the perfect itinerary that aligned with our schedules. You see, I had a mini break going on. He took a few days off, and we found the perfect itinerary, like I said, for the perfect price. The price was just too good to pass up.
Yes.
So why not Utopia? The latest and the greatest? Who wouldn't want to get on there?
Right.
So if you don't know, Utopia of the Seas has a 3-day sailing as well as a 4-day sailing. Well, 4-night sailing. And we chose the 4-night sailing because, like we said, it allowed us to spend our few days working on the ship and the other days playing. So y'all know we work hard and we play hard, right? So, as you know,
it's okay.
We were so excited for this trip because it seemed like we hadn't cruised in a while.
Yes.
So we actually boarded the plane. We took a flight to Orlando. And sadly, we had been working so hard that we had not paid attention at all to the weather. Because did you know about the storm?
No, I had no clue.
No, we had no clue.
We knew about Hurricane?
Yes, Helene. We know about that one, but we didn't know anything about the one that was coming afterwards.
Right.
So it's once we landed, we made it to we were on the shuttle, right? Headed to our hotel, and one of the passengers on the shuttle told us about the storm. And so once we made it to the hotel, we started actually looking at everything, trying to investigate, trying to see, hey, did we make the right decision or didn't we? And later on, we started receiving news,
alerts to our phone, actually, which was crazy, about flooding, about the storm. Everything came to our phone. So we quickly ran to the TV and looked and see what was going on. Like, oh my gosh, we made it all the way here to Orlando, flew in. Of course, we flew in a day ahead to prepare ourselves, just to, how we do. So we started hearing the news, started flipping our channels, started seeing, okay, this is going on, that's going on. Oh my gosh, will we really cruise? Now, keep in mind, we have cruised during
several times, during hurricane season. But this particular cruise, we had to be back by a certain date, and the itinerary, we were going to Nassau, then we had a sea day, and then we were going to Coco Cay.
Yes.
And that aligned with our work schedule because we would have had to work the first half of the trip on the ship. I mean, hey, I wouldn't mind working on the ship, but we specifically had the days off because we wanted to go back and experience Coco Cay. So then we received an alert from Royal Caribbean saying that, hey, there was a change in the itinerary, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is getting real now. And so with the itinerary change, they switched to port days. So instead of us going to Nassau first, we were going to Coco Cay first, and they moved the time up. So instead of us getting off at, what was it originally, about 8?
Yeah, they changed to 7 o'clock. Yeah,
from 7 to 3. And that meant that we weren't going to be able to enjoy it at all because we would have been working on the ship. And also looking at everything, we said, okay, you know what is the likelihood that the ship is going to return in a timely manner, because we had somewhere else to be. In fact, we're there now. We just knew that it was going to be a risk, and so we did not take the cruise. We decided to cancel
the cruise. That was hard on us. We pretty much huddled together, and we kind of made that decision, a time decision, okay, will we really enjoy it on the Lido deck. We would really enjoy everything that they had to have available.
Yeah.
We noticed sometimes the aqua shows, if you ever sail with Royal, you know the aqua show is one of the highlight of the shows. And sometimes those shows get canceled or delayed based off of the storm, the movement of the ship.
Right, and we didn't know if it was going to be, raining. Originally, the storm was forecasted to hit maybe that Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe, and we didn't want to be there and stuck inside because it was raining too hard outside. We didn't want that. We just didn't want to ruin our cruise experience. And yes, like you said earlier, we've sailed several times during hurricane season, but during those times we had more time off, or we had a few days in which we would stay in the city after the cruise. And if this had been one of those times, we probably would have just
suck it out.
thugged it out, So now let's talk about some of our leaving struggles. Well, first of all, canceling the trip, thankfully Royal Caribbean was able to give us a refund, and we'll talk about all that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Also the flight. So we had to try to scramble up and get in a flight back. And we flew American Airlines at that time. There were no travel warnings or travel advisories. So trying to work with them to get our flight changed, that was a struggle, but luckily we were able to get on a flight. Now the flight, oh my gosh, we had delays. We had a layover. We had to fly from Orlando to Miami and then from Miami to Dallas. But we had layovers both ways. Pretty decent flight though, but both of our flights were packed. They were really packed. The airport was kind of a mess, as you can imagine.
You got people running back and forth trying to catch their flight. It was baby crying. It was just a lot of things going on. A lot of chaos.
Yes, and there were people. We ran into one person. She was terrified of the storm. She had recently moved to the Florida area, so she was crying. People were trying to calm her down. I mean, there was a lot happening, as you could possibly imagine. Everyone's trying to leave from the area, for protective reasons, which is understandable. But luckily, we finally made it. And when we made it, we were happy that we finally made it, only to have a luggage delay. It took about 2 hours. I'm not over exaggerating. 2 hours for us to receive our luggage. No one was talking to us because by the time we made it, it was the next morning. The airport was pretty much empty. We were like the only people there. The carousel wasn't even spinning. It took forever, and no one had answers because no one was there.
I don't think they was prepared for us to come in that delay or something.
Right, because of the delay.
Still, the signal of it.
And we finally found a worker, and he claimed, I don't work in his department, even though it said baggage claim.
Right.
We were all, if you could only imagine sitting there, you see someone, it says that they work there, they're telling you that they don't.
Right.
You can only imagine the frustration. And then on top of that, when our luggage finally came, my wheel was missing.
The wheel was missing. So how's that possible? How's that possible?
Oh my gosh. And we were so tired. And here's the thing too, we still had to work the next day. So, actually that same day. So finally, we did the claim and everything, and we made it home finally, only to sleep for maybe 2 hours just to get back up to return to work. So now in terms of cruising during a hurricane, do we recommend it? What do you say?
I would say if you're looking for the right price, if the price is right and you have that flexibility is key. You have that wiggle room to work with if there are situations that may happen and you're okay with it. You have that type of life. You're willing to take a risk. Go for it.
Yeah, I would say actually a lot of times, I know we're both travel advisors. We've had clients who scheduled trips during hurricane season, and then when they heard of a hurricane or a possible storm, they were like terrified. But here's the thing, what you have to remember, the cruise line does not want to put you in harm's way. That is not what they're going to do intentionally. They will change the itinerary, which is what happened during our sailing. They will, you may have a shorter cruise or a longer cruise. Those who went ahead and went on our Utopia sailing, they actually got an extra day, and they actually, on top of it, got an extra port. So those things worked out. They would not have worked out for us because we couldn't stay on the ship an extra day.
Yeah.
So during hurricane season, the ships are rocking a lot. So if you choose to sail, be sure that you have your medication, etc., that you may need. But just be aware of that. And also, we cannot stress this enough: travel insurance. Travel insurance.
Yes.
Travel insurance. Sometimes the cruise lines will work with you. Sometimes they will, even if you don't have it. But a lot of times without travel insurance, it may be hard for you to receive a refund, because usually they'll give you a full refund, a partial refund, or a cruise credit. Now, we have insurance. We don't get it typically through the cruise line. We get it, elsewhere or whatever. And there are several different insurance companies out there, and a lot of credit cards, major credit cards, have travel insurance or travel protection on them. So be sure to check with your credit card provider to see if they offer that. But we cannot stress that enough. Now, I mean, you can choose to not have insurance at all, and then you really are taking a risk, because if you cancel, then, I mean, you may have just donated your funds, and I mean, food costs too much. And as you can tell, we like to eat, so we can't afford to just donate money like that. But do we have any regrets with canceling a cruise? The truth of the matter is, no. We made the right decision for us. Like we said, we've traveled during hurricane season before, and yes, we've taken a risk several times, but for this particular time, it just did not align with our sailing. And as was it Warmstrong who said, Utopia isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, Utopia's not going nowhere.
Right.
Now, I do kind of felt some kind of way, because they did go to Haiti,
to Labadee.
Labadee. They started back going to that's going to be the second ship going back to the restart of Labadee. So it's a private island with Royal Caribbean. Everything's included, of course. That's the only downside. You got an extra day and all the extra perk. And plus, our cruise director, Ricky Matthews, is going to be on that cruise too. So we cruised with him before on Wonder of the Seas, which he's a ball of energy.
Yes,
if you ever cruise with him, you know what you're getting. So we missed out on that piece of it. But hey, we're still alive to tell you this story. Yes. So
and we were able to make it to our next destination. So we're so grateful for that, and we were able to return to work. So everything kind of ended up working out in the end, and especially with us receiving a full refund. I mean,
full refund.
It is what it is. Yeah. So hopefully we'll book soon. But thank you all again for tuning in. We just wanted to give you our perspective and let you know what happened. And just out of curiosity, would you sail during hurricane season? Comment below and let us know. So if you are interested in cruising during hurricane season or at any other time, hit us up. We're both travel advisors. So until the next time,
peace.
Shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much for your support.